My name is Nick. I'm with the integration team for VGS. I'm going to go through an example of doing a credit card, collecting it from a web form or application using VGS Collect, aliasing it from your vault to your server to store in your database, and then revealing it through VGS by proxying through us, and then revealing it to a third party like WorldPay or Adyen. I'm going to do the credit card example. As you can see, we also have the ability to do other PII or data that's sensitive. So if you wanted to, you could also do social security number or any other field you like. Make sure you log in or sign up through our website. And the documentation is under Developers Documentation. We're going to go through the Getting Started for inbound and outbound connection, VGS Collect on how we set that up, and you might even want to style it. And of course, the examples are on GitHub under VGS Collect examples. All right, so before we start using the VGS Collect form, this example from GitHub, we actually need to set up the inbound and outbound routes. So just like I noted before in the diagram, and as we just depict on our home page, if you go to our routes, on the inbound, you'll add a route, which I've already set up. I'm going to go ahead and click Manage, specify my endpoint, which is usually the server with the database I'm going to store the aliases to. Specify the path of that endpoint, the content type on request, redact the particular value, in this case card number. I'm going to persist that so we store it within your vault. We have other aliases that you might want to use. Most of the time I usually see 19 digits fixed length for credit card. And just to be PCI compliant, CVC cannot be stored more than after it's actually used, so make sure that's a volatile storage. So that's only good for an hour. All right, once you've set that up and save it, what we're going to do is also set up the outbound while we're at it. Same thing. In this case, the upstream host would be your third party like Adyen or Stripe. Specify the endpoint here. Specify the path. It might be customer, it might be payments. Whatever the endpoint is with that path specified here, and then actually set the field values that you're actually going to reveal. So if it's card number, or maybe it's just number, make sure you make a filter for that persistent value. Do the same thing with the volatile value, so in this case the CVC. And then save it at the bottom. Once you have your route set up, go ahead and click on Logs, record your payloads. This will make it easier so when you actually send the transaction, you'll be able to verify that it actually went through. All right, so we see that it's aliased the CVC and the credit card number. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. So the VGS Collect form accepted the values, redacted the values, and if I go to my reveal form, basically it's just going to reveal it on the back end by proxying through the vault. So if we reload this page on the logs, we look at the inbound, you see that the filters are good for redacting the card number and CVC. Look at the payload, redacted, so only get the aliases coming back to our vault. And then it'll be stored in my database because that's the upstream host. If I look at the outbound, when I send the payload, it shows the filters that were successful. If I look at the body, you'll see that it reveals to the third party. So if you need to do something quick, I recommend setting up the routes first and then using the code snippets to show how to redact, like with Postman or curl. Make sure you use VGS Collect when you're doing the inbound, when you finally implement it. And then, of course, you're going to have to proxy through us, so you'll want to do this example through the revealing snippet, which can be done on your server with Python, Java, etc. If you have any questions, just let us know, and we can definitely walk you through it.